Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I am Drew Yari. Welcome to the Drew Yari Show, as if you didn't already guess by the name. It is, by the time you hear this show, it'll already be Wednesday, December 19th. I know I said I was going to cut that part out from now on, but whatever, fuck it. It is nice and chilly here in San Antonio. For the past couple of days, it's been pretty cold. I think it's about 50-something outside. Let me just be sure. 64 degrees. Or am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. The temperature is 61 degrees. So, there's that. How's everybody's day going? I had a pretty chill day. I just saw the Into the Spiderverse movie with as you can already tell, it has Spider-Man in it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It is, I put on Twitter, it's amazing, pun intended. It's, when it comes to the animated movies, Marvel's not that, Marvel loses to DC when it comes to, like, the animated and the TV shows. They blow them out of the water with the movies, but with, the animated stuff, they kind of have a hard time keeping up. This was something very new. It's something different. I said, that I think this is something that they should continue doing. They need to make more movies like this. Definitely more Spider-Verse movies. Because, I guess I can go through like a quick review of the movie. Maybe not like a scene by scene, but just like a very brief, summary of what I saw in the movie. It basically has a new concept. It shows, Miles Morales, just as Miles Morales, and his dad's a cop, and his mom's a doctor, or a nurse, and they live in Brooklyn. He doesn't get his powers yet, and he gets bitten by a radioactive spider. And that's how he gains his powers, as the new Spider-Man. Kingpin has some type of machine that can open, different, universes across, the universe. And he wants to use it to bring back his son and his wife, to recreate his son and his wife. I guess he messes up. He ends up opening a multiverse and brings in, different, Spider-Men and Spider-Gwen. While that's happening, Miles Morales, with his newly found powers, he comes across, the actual Spider-Man, Peter Parker, fighting a very large Green Goblin. And I have no clue how he got that big. And Spider-Man sees him, sends him, says, "Hey, I thought I wasn't the only one," blah, blah, blah. And he gets crushed when the large... I'm just going to call it a accelerator, since I watch too much I watch The Flash a lot. A particle accelerator. Spider-Man is crushed, and then Kingpin kills him. He literally just crushes him. And Miles is running away from the Prowler, ends up coming home, and bada bing, bada boom, he ends up meeting the Peter Parker from another universe, who's kind of like a bum. He's like a fat Peter Parker. Well, he's not fat, he just has a belly, like me. We all have bellies. Oh man, I should not. Yeah, I should probably heed Mish's warning. Do not eat or drink anything that has sugar in it, or dairy, because you're going to hear a lot of coughing and snorting. Anyways, if anyone did see Venom, there were two post-credit scenes. The second one was promoting Into the Spider-Verse, where it shows Miles at the grave of Peter Parker, and then you see the Prowler come after... Or no, not the Prowler. But then you see Peter Parker from another universe approach Miles, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much a quick review of what's going on in the movie. You see Gwen Stacy, who is going to Miles' school, but goes there because she too comes from another universe, and she meets Miles, and she already knows like who he is and what he is. And then you have I guess like Asian. It's not really a Spider-Man. It's more like she creates a spider bot from Japan that's supposed to be in memory of her father. And then you have Spider-Man Noir from the 1930s Depression. Ooh, I didn't know much about Spider-Man Noir, but apparently he's like kind of like Batman in a way, where he's just very dark and brooding. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. So, you need to get up in those. That just sounds weird. And then you have Spider-Ham or Spider-Pig, whatever the fuck that was. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him for all the. I enjoyed him more than I should have. And then you have Kingpin, who's Lee Schreiber, who basically looks like the comic book version of Kingpin, where he's freakishly large and looks like nobody could beat him. Nobody should be able to beat him. And yeah, that's pretty much the movie. That's pretty much how I'm going to set up the movie. It's overall was very good. Before it even came out, I got nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature, which, I mean, it's going up against, I think, 2 other Disney movies. I think, like, Wreck-It Ralph and like, something else. But, I mean, it should win. I would like it to win. I mean, if not, Wreck-It Ralph would probably win. But, I mean, what do I know? I'm just going for my favorites. It'll probably get nominated for an Oscar, too. So, yeah, that's Spider-Verse, in a nutshell. There's a post-credit scene, but it's kind of like, I guess it's like half and half. It sets up, I guess, future movies, and then it just, has like a kind of a goofy scene to it, because this whole movie is basically, it's obviously comedy. It's a kids movie. It's PG, and they're basically showing all the like kind of jokes on Spider-Man where. All right, one of the parts I liked about it was the fact that anytime it introduced a new Spider-Man, it would have their own intros like something out of a comic book, and it would literally show a comic book. If Gwen Stacy would kind of be like, okay, let's start from the beginning, and it shows how she got her powers and A, B, C, and D. And then they would have in like the jokes like Peter Parker's talking about his life, and he's showing the cringeworthy dance that he did in Spider-Man 3. Where it's good that they can make fun of that. Big ups to them. Because there's no way you can defend that at all. It's laughable, but it's one of those, like, you shouldn't be laughing at it, but at the same time you kind of have to. Because it's just so fucking ridiculous. And, yeah, they basically showed all the Spider-Man memes that they do, like from the old school Spider-Man cartoon from the 1960s or 1970s. I love it. I'm not going to spoil the post-credit scene for you. You're just going to have to watch it. You'll love it. But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse, I suggest you go see it. Take the kids with you. I mean, if you don't have kids, go watch it. It's you'll have a fun time watching it. We need to watch it again because that's a movie that you need to see in 3D because, like I said, like, look-wise, graphics-wise, it's friggin' amazing. No, pun intended. Yeah, what else is coming out? Oh, yeah, Aquaman's coming out on Friday. And then you have Bumblebee. Bumblebee and Aquaman are coming out on the same day. Same day. That's, like, what do you choose? Bumblebee apparently got very good reviews. Like, it's, from what I read, it's the highest... or it's the best reviewed Transformers movie. And I believe it got like a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. I need to look that up real quick. Oh man, I'm sorry I have to torture you guys with that. Rotten Tomatoes, Bumblebee. It currently has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. So... yeah, that's not a fresh score. It's just, that's a good tomato. So I want to see that. It looks good. John Cena's in it, and I saw Jeremy John's movie review on him. He's a guy I follow on YouTube. Does a lot of movie reviews. He'll do sometimes video game or TV show reviews, but his main thing is movies. He reviewed it, and he said that John Cena is funny in it. He's very funny in it, but when he tries to act serious, it's not good. And I can believe him because as long as I've watched wrestling, and I've watched wrestling for a very long time, when John Cena tries to be serious, it doesn't really pay off. Because I think he's funny, but he tries to do the whole goofy frat boy, sarcastic funny thing, and it doesn't really work all the time. But, with other audiences, it'll work, and I'm not going to judge him for that. When he tries to do the whole, I'm John Cena, and I'm going to, it just doesn't work. To me, I don't take him serious when he's trying to be serious. And apparently he wants to be Captain America. So that wouldn't work. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but... Oh man, I'm just dying over here. But yeah. And then Haley, the Haley Steinfeld chick, I like her. Not like that, but I like her. She's very likable, she's a very good actress. And she played Gwen Stacy in the Spiderverse movie. So her career's thriving. She's already, she has a rocket ship right up to the promised land. I'm just making up shit. And then you have Aquaman, who I already know I'm going to see it, and I already know I'm going to like it, because in a way I'm kind of like a comic book. I'm like a comic book apologist, where a lot of bad comic book movies I kind of would give some sort of praise, except for Fantastic Four, the reboot. That was just hot garbage. Anything else, even like Ghost Rider, I gave that some type of praise. That was at least entertaining in some aspects. Even the Fantastic Four movies with Chris Evans, I gave those some praise. Venom, I think I liked it sarcastically, where it's just I know it's not perfect, and I know compared to other Marvel movies, it is not good at all. But it's entertaining. It keeps you entertained. You laugh at it, and you smile at it. So, that's why you go to the movies to be entertained. Having a good plot, it helps. But as long as you're entertained, that's really all that matters, right? That's the point of a movie. So, but yeah, Aquaman, I don't know. I'm kind of unsure on how it'll be, because the way it's sold, it looks like it's sold basically on the fact that Jason Momoa is hot. Not that I think he's hot, because I'm a dude and I like girls, but not that there's anything wrong with liking guys. But Jason Momoa is just, I don't know, I'm unsure about him, because anything else that he's done, besides Aquaman, and besides Game of Thrones, has been kind of crappy. He hasn't really been in any good films besides those two. Because I remember he was in, was it not Tarzan? Conan. He was in the Conan the Barbarian movie, and that was complete shit. He did a movie with Sylvester Stallone called Bullet to the Head, and that was complete shit. He did something else. He did a movie on Netflix. Not that show that's on Netflix, but he did another movie where he played like a wolf. I'm forgetting the name of the movie, but that was complete shit. He was also in Baywatch, which I don't remember it that well. So, but yeah, he's just. Maybe this movie will be kind of a way for him to kind of get better roles, or maybe he's just a dude that just just genuinely likes the roles he takes. Maybe he's not snarky like that, where it's get me the best roles. Maybe he just likes to have fun. He's a dude from Hawaii. He likes to, surf and lay on the beach and fuck his hot wife. So that's pretty much all you can ask for. But yeah, Aquaman, I'm definitely gonna watch it. If it has DC and Marvel attached to it, I'm always gonna be there. I'm a slave to their magic. So yeah, I will be in theaters this Friday. I might even go. I think I'm more than likely going to go to a late showing. I get out of work around 10, and there's a showing at 11, so I'm more than likely going to go to that. So, and then what other news? Oh yeah, rest in peace, Penny Marshall died today at the age of 75. Wow, like as we know, she directed a lot of hits. League of Their Own. There we go. Come on. Okay. Yeah, Jumpin' Jack Flash. I think that was her first one, and then Big with Tom Hanks. I don't know about that. Awakenings, which was nominated for Best Picture. And then League of Her Own, which was, I think, her biggest hit. You know, and we all know about that movie. I watched it. It was an amazing movie. Great movie. A movie that kind of still holds up. And if you didn't watch League of Their Own, you gotta go watch it. It's an amazing movie. Apparently, there's no crying in baseball, as this is one of the top 100 movie quotes of all time by the American Film Institute. It has become an undisputed classic that is still inspiring stories today. I'm reading on ScreenRant.com. As you know, or if you don't know, she was in Happy Days. And then her character in Happy Days got her own spinoff with a little tiny show called Laverne and Shirley, which lasted a measly eight seasons. Her brother was Gary Marshall. Marshall started her acting career with a recurring guest role on The Odd Couple, which was directed by her brother Gary Marshall. So I read this. According to THR, Marshall passed away on Monday, December 17th, in her Hollywood Hills home. In a statement released by her family, stated, "We hope her life continues to inspire others to spend time with family, work hard, and make all of their dreams come true." Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it that I saw in her. Yeah, 75. Wow, she really lived her life to the fullest. She had a lot of hits. When she became a director, she made very memorable movies. Big is one of my favorite movies to watch. I'm not gonna say her online and be like it's my favorite movie ever. It's right up there. If I had to make like a top 25 list, it's up there. My girlfriend loves League of Their Own. I love League of Their Own. She's more of a fan of it. I like it. I love it too. Laverne and Shirley, I was a little too young to watch. Not that I was too young. I'm too young to remember the show. I remember being a kid and just watching a lot of the old school shows like Nick at Night. Laverne and Shirley, I don't think I really watched all that much. My aunt's name is Laverne, which is crazy. And yes, rest in peace to Laverne. She lived an amazing life. She lived a life that I think people would kill to have. So, no feeling sorry for her. She lived her life the way she wanted to, and now it's like the quote said. Maybe someone like her can inspire others. She was one of the she was probably the most successful. Just based on the facts, she's one of the most successful female directors of all time. Her first ever film that she directed, it got nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture. How many directors can say that happened? Like how many? I know. Was it Jordan Peele? His first ever, for Get Out, he got nominated for Best Picture, and it was his first film. So, moving on to a less. I don't want to bring the mood down in the show, but what else is going on in the entertainment world? Looking on comicbook.com. What else? I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. It's not a lot of entertainment news going on. Yeah, this coming Friday is the season finale for Titans. I don't know if you guys watch Titans. I've been watching it. It's very good. It's something new. I mean, not everything is always going to be new because everything's kind of like I guess people copy from each other, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's new in a sense of Deadpool kind of changed the game when it became the most successful rated R comic movie. Because up until this point you never heard superheroes drop F-bombs more than once. You would hear it in X-Men every now and then, but with Deadpool he changed the game, and I think that's what Titans maybe kind of borrowed off of, where it's like the DC universe has always been known as being very dark and brooding. Let's give them free range to just go out there and drop F-bombs and curse and say whatever the fuck they want. And it works. I like the concept. The Teen Titans show I never really got into. There was a point in my life where I kind of fell off and stopped liking nerdy shit. And then as I graduated high school, I kind of went back into my nerdy ways. So when I heard that they were going to make Titans more dark, I was like, how is that going to work? Wasn't Titans more of kind of like a lighthearted show? And it paid off. They made Batman into an asshole, which... not sure... Which, okay, I don't have a problem with that. I don't. At the end of the day, Bruce Wayne's a dick. I mean, he is. Billionaires are dicks. Let's just be real. And Robin hates him. I mean, if you guys remember the talks I'd have with, my former co-host, who's not a part of the show anymore, he would say, that wasn't that a Jason Todd thing? Like, why are they making Dick Grayson hate Batman and not Jason Todd? I mean, they have Jason Todd on the show, so. And I thought that was interesting. And then on the show, they basically just showed how Batman was always kind of pushing for, Dick pushing Dick. He was pushing for Grayson to kind of let out that dark side. And in the trailer for the final episode, is basically showing, Jason Todd telling Dick, Batman's gonna go kill a Joker. I can't stop him. You have to stop him. And it's just showing, Batman leaving a pile of bodies everywhere he goes. You see Joker being... it looked like he got thrown off a building onto a car. You see Two-Face dead. You see Riddler dead. And then you see a morgue full of bodies. Which I'm assuming are all Batman villains. And, Robin's going after him. So, I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know if this is actually a thing. Like, did Batman actually give into his heelish tendencies? Or is this like an illusion? Because, what's it called? Raven's dad, his name is Trigon. So is this like an illusion that Dick is stuck in? I keep saying Dick. Dick is stuck. I'm very interested. I want to see this. So I can't wait for Friday to come out. I will fucking watch it. And I will enjoy the shit out of it. I've said for a long time, I want a killer Batman. I'm tired of this whole, we don't kill. I only have one rule. It's like, Batman, just kill a Joker already, please. Stop sending him to the fucking jail. Stop putting him in the hospital. He's just going to come back and do the exact same thing. Should have killed him when he had a chance. So, yeah, just kill him. Just do it. Give in to it. Titans, you should check out. If even if you're not a DC fan, check it out, please. You'll love it. I love it. I love it so far. There's too many shows on. There's too many superhero shows. I'm way behind on all of them. I'm only keeping up with the ones I really have a vested interest in, like Arrow, Flash, and with those I've been watching for a long time. So I can't stop now. And then, the Netflix shows that got canceled. Punisher's coming out next month. Or next year. Waka waka. And then you have Jessica Jones, which will probably be right after that. And more than likely, those two will get canceled. And then season 2 of Runaways is coming out, and I haven't even finished season 1. That show was it was kind of hard to keep watching, because I don't know if it's because I don't know the characters that well, or if it's just because I just don't like the concept. Like the whole concept of we're teenagers and we're moody and we're A, B, C, and D and we hate our parents, and it's just I know that apparently that was in the comic book, that their parents were, pieces of shit, and their parents went after them because they saw them being pieces of shit. But I don't know. Eventually I'll get around to finishing the series now that I have more time. But I don't know. It was a hard show to follow. Another show that I need to finish already is Cloak and Dagger. It kind of has the same concept of we're teenagers and we're dealing with teenager problems and we're moody and but I think it's written better than Runaways. It's a lot more interesting than Runaways. But again, eventually I'll get around to finishing both of them, because I need to. It's my job to keep up with these shows, just so I can talk about it with you guys and see what you grasp from it. And what other shows are out? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the entertainment news. So yeah, we can switch off from entertainment or to movies and TV and get to what we came here for, which is the review for TLC this past Sunday. I know I said I was going to do it for you guys on Sunday. I just didn't have any time. And I just decided, hey, I'll just do it on Tuesday and just review Raw and SmackDown right afterwards. Alright, TLC. This Sunday, December 16th at the SAP Center, San Jose, California, with an attendance of 13,408 people. Sponsored by K Jewelers and WWE Elite Election, or whatever. Alright, pre-show. Alright, the pre-show panel, which consisted of Jonathan Coachman, Booker T, Sam Roberts. There were 2 pre-show matches. The first match was Buddy Murphy defeating Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight title. Didn't watch that. I graduated on Sunday, and then we went to eat, and then I came home pretty much right when the pay-per-view event started, and started watching the match. Or not that match, but the next match, Elias versus Bobby Lashley. Elias defeated Bobby Lashley in a ladder match where if you grab the guitar, you win, which was kind of odd, because I would have thought usually when they do shit like that, it's if you grab the guitar, whoever uses it first wins. But with this one, it's if you grab the guitar, you won. And Bobby Lashley ended up hitting Elias with the guitar on the back of his head, even though Elias supposedly won. Bobby Lashley sucks. And I know that's an Elias song. I don't want to get, copyright strikes, but Bobby Lashley is just terrible. He's just not very good. When he talks, he seems like someone who feels very uncomfortable with talking. He doesn't look very tough. I mean, not to say he can't beat my ass, but he doesn't look tough. When I see him, I don't get scared. He just looks like maybe the toughest guy at a beach. But overall, I mean, they brought him back for a reason, because they wanted to make him into something big, but I think they kind of maybe given up on him. Because the talk was that they wanted him to face Brock Lesnar, but now they put him with a tiny little Usher man boy looking dude. Well, I can't stand him either. If they put him with maybe a different guy, Maybe with like a who's a big guy they can put him with? I don't know. Good question. Let me think about that. But I don't know. Babayashi's not working out. I mean, they're going to keep him obviously, but I don't see him being put in a title picture like at all. I think that ship is kind of passed. They tried to dress him up as a champion a long time ago when he was here 10 years ago. That didn't work. And they tried to make him king shit in TNA. That didn't work. Now he's in WWE. I think if they had tried to make him into more of an ass kicker, maybe it would work. Just have him go out there and just kick ass and not talk at all. But they're having him go out there with his goofy headband and, slapping his butt for the audience and trying to have a personality. It's just, no. Either be an ass kicker or just be nothing. Like, I don't know. But, yeah, I was able to catch this match. Elias, Elias is going to be a star. He'll be fine. Is he world champion material? No. I mean, at best, he's going to be a mid-carder. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because there's guys in the Hall of Fame that they were never even world champion, and for the majority of the careers, they're most of the time intercontinental or U.S. champion. And there's no shame in that. Look at Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect, probably one of the greatest intercontinental champions of all time. He was never world champion, but that's okay. There's no shame in that. Elias, I think he has Intercontinental Champion written on him. And, again, there's no shame in that. Main show. Commentary for the main show. Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Renee Young, Tom Phillips, David Otunga, Vic Joseph. Is that who that fucking guy was? I saw some random white guy sitting with, I think, Michael Cole. I was like, who the fuck is that guy? Yeah, Vic Joseph, that's who he was. And he was there for the Mixed Match Challenge with Renee Young and Michael Cole. Fabulous Truth defeated Mahalisha, which was Alicia Fox and Jinder Mahal. The winners of the match would become the 30th entrant for their respective Royal Rumble matches at the Royal Rumble. So that means R-Truth would be the 30th in the men's, and then Carmella will be the 30th for the women. Why was this match on the main show? Like, I don't know. I guess they wanted to promote something, which was what exactly? I don't know. Did Bobby Lashley have to go home, or did Elias have to go home quick after the show? I don't know, but this match had really no business being on the main card. If you guys remember, I think on my preview show or on the prediction show, I predicted this match being on the pre-show, but I guess I was wrong. Obviously, I hate to be mean. Carmella needs to go. She has a purpose. I mean, they think she has some kind of purpose going out there and doing her whole dance break thing, which I'm no dancer. When I dance, I look like I'm drunk. I look like your drunk uncle at a wedding trying to dance to, teach me how to Dougie. But Carmella dancing, she can't really dance. I mean, for someone who was apparently a cheerleader for the Lakers and the New England Patriots, she's not a really good dancer at all. And she just does that stupid backpack dance. I don't know, and I hate that dance so much. But, I don't know, she's just not a very good dancer. She brings nothing to the table. With her, except for her weird tap of the Stevens looking face. But, and Jinder Mahal, how far has he fallen? Jesus. This guy was WWE champion last year. And he's, jobbing to R-Truth, which, I mean, it's not that shocking because he really had no business being WWE champion. It just seems like as soon as he lost that title, they just said, "Okay, bye bye." Back down to the bottom of the totem pole for you, buddy. And R-Truth, which I love R-Truth, and we had Kevin Castle on a couple months ago, and he said nothing but nice things about R-Truth. I believe him. R-Truth has always been known to be a very likable guy. He's a good dude in the back. People love him, and he obviously has no problem, coming out here and pretending to be the stupidest man in the WWE. Which after the match, he said, "All expenses paid trip to WWE headquarters." So, I don't know. R-Truth is going to make his money, and if they tell him to put on a chicken suit and, quack, he's going to say, "Yes, sir." Because at the end of the day, these guys have families. You can fight, you can, choose your battles, you can fight for what you believe in, but at the end of the day, you have a family, you need to pay your mortgage, and if it means, ham bone, then you will ham bone. But, yeah. Anyways, next match, The Bar defeated The New Day and the Usos to retain their tag team titles. SmackDown tag team titles. I'm surprised this match was not a ladder match. If you're gonna have a triple threat match between these three teams who have been pretty much the cornerstone of the tag teams in the WWE. I mean, not of all time, but of this era, and you're gonna have them in a triple threat match for the tag team titles at a tables, ladders, and chairs pay-per-view, but it's not going to be a ladder match or even a TLC match, and yet you're going to save that ladder match for Elias versus Bobby Lashley. Come on. But the match was okay. These three have wrestled each other 8 million times, and I don't know. I've said it before. I'd be all right if I never had to see these three wrestle again, because that's why I'm kind of waiting for this supposed brand split whenever they move to Fox, so that way we can have newer matchups, more fresher matchups than seeing the New Day versus the Bar, the New Day versus Usos, Usos versus New Day, Usos versus the Bar. It's I love the Usos. I like New Day. The Bar is a very good solid team, but we need new matchups. We can't keep having the same matchups just because you've run out of ideas. And also, why not put them in a ladder match? I'm just saying, if you were going to waste that ladder match on Elias and Bobby Lashley, there was no point in having this match at all. The match was okay, but again, if I never had to see these three power had no disqualification match, right? Which means I can have anyone help me, blah, blah, blah. So out comes people that have a bone to pick with Corbin, Apollo Crews, which I'm not sure what his beef is. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, which didn't they become tag team champions because of Corbin? I don't know. Yeah, Finn Balor, who for whatever reason came out because he has a problem with Corbin. Then you have Kurt Angle come out, and is it me or does Kurt Angle look like he lost weight? I remember before he was kind of stocky. Now he looks like he lost a lot of weight. I mean, he looks good. I'm not gonna say he looks like shit or he looks weird, but I don't know. He looks like he lost a lot of weight. He looks like he's sweating less. So, this is a tables on. This is what's kind of pissed me off. This is a TLC match, but they hardly used any tables or ladders. They did use chairs. That's about it. Why not give that to the previous tag team match? I'm just saying. But whatever. Why promote this as a TLC match? But whatever. Yeah, they all beat the shit out of Corbin. And then Braun just goes in there and puts one foot over Corbin's chest. 1, 2, 3. Here's your winner. Braun and Brock are the main events, or not really the main event, but the Universal title match at the Royal Rumble next year, or next month. And Corbin is no longer the general manager of Raw. And that match did its job. It was what it was. Apparently Braun is still not 100%. He'll be 100% by Royal Rumble, that's for damn sure. But he wasn't 100% for that match. But they couldn't just not bring him in. So then that made sense. I had a feeling that he was going to bring someone out. I thought it was maybe going to be like an NXT call-up, maybe like Aleister Black or something. But they just brought in, I guess, the people that were, had a bone to pick with Corbin. And I guess I was alright with that. I mean, Bobby Roode looked like he was ecstatic to be a part of a huge angle. So, hey, good for Bobby Roode. Next match, Natalya defeated Ruby Riott in a tables match. I didn't like this because I think Ruby Riott, I love her. She needed this win more than Natalya. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but they basically gave this win to Natalya because of her dad. They're giving Natalya some sort of a push because of her dad. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be a dick. I like Natty. I mean, I always said Natty just seems like a really good-hearted and nice person. If there was a locker room leader for the women, she's it. Not Alicia Fox, according to Renee Young, but Natalya is the locker room leader of, the women. If you see any of the women, they always say that they love Natty, that Natty's kind of like a big sister, kind of like a mom, like a mama hen to everybody. But, I mean, she's kind of been in decline. I mean, I said, before, she kind of needs to retire. I mean, she can be a trainer to women. There's no shame in that. Natty training the women, especially the up-and-comers, that would be really helpful to a lot of the women. That would really kind of help them, hone their craft. I thought the match was comical at times because there's a point where Natty pulls out a table that has like a fathead sticker of Ruby Riott, and she tells Ruby Riott, "I'm gonna put you through you," which was like, oh god. And then Ruby Riott, brings out a table that has Jim the Animal Neidhart, which Kevin Castle pointed this out. Half of the people didn't even know who the hell Jim Neidhart was. I'm pretty sure most of them knew who he was through Total Divas. That she was, that he was Natty's father. And of course, you had the old school wrestling fans that knew who Jim the Animal Neidhart was. I know who Jim the Animal Neidhart was. But the younger, casual audience, they don't really know who he is. So, and Don Tony pointed something out where, for the longest time, Natty never said anything about her dad. She was always saying, "My Uncle Brett," or "Uncle Owen." But she never said anything about Jim, which, again, I'm pretty sure that wasn't her, that was the company, because maybe the company obviously had a problem with Jim. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to begin to know what it is. Or I'm not even going to begin to even pretend to know what it was. But, yeah, it was always, "My Uncle Brett," or "Uncle Owen." But I don't know. They're using them to get Natty over, and it's not really working because, again, most of the audience doesn't even know who Jim is. Yeah, I think Ruby should have won this. Ruby needed to win more. These Riot Squad girls need wins. Because anytime they're in an angle, they just end up losing. Ruby Riott's almost becoming the new Bray Wyatt. She ends up getting herself over as a heel, but she ends up losing to whoever. And it's not good. I know someone said, "Oh, it won't hurt her because she's new and upcoming." Like, it is kind of hurting her because it's like, how am I supposed to take her seriously if she just always loses? Ruby needs a win. If the company supposedly loves her and they want to push her as a champion, they need to start letting her win matches, and losing to Natalya is just, it's not good, because Natalya, again, she's on her way down. She probably is on her way out. Give Ruby that rub. Next match, Finn Balor defeats Drew McIntyre in a singles match. I was wrong about this. I was very wrong about this match. I thought Drew was going to win because they want to push Drew as something. They like him. I don't hate Drew McIntyre, but I don't see him as anything. He's very boring. I mean, he's a big, tall-looking jack motherfucker, but so is Bobby Lashley. So they're both kind of the same guy, Bobby Lashley and Drew. They're just different skin colors. But Drew McIntyre, he does nothing for me. But I honestly thought Drew was going to win this. And Dolph Ziggler comes out and super kicks him, and Finn Balor ends up, getting the win. So I don't know what this means. Supposedly Vince McMahon is pushing for Drew McIntyre to win the Rumble and face Braun Strowman at Mania. So I don't know if this is kind of like we're gonna pull the wool over their eyes. Yeah, we're gonna make him think that he's a loser, but he's not really gonna win the Royal Rumble. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, they tried to do that. They did that with Roman Reigns, where they would have him lose matches, but then he would end up, getting his steam back and, eventually became the Universal Champion. They did the same thing with, I'm trying to think of who else, with Sheamus. But, I don't know. What do I know? But I don't see Drew McIntyre really having a top spot in this company. As much as they want to push him, the fans aren't going to accept him, and they need to realize that quick. Nobody's going to want to watch Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania as their main event. Nobody. Not one person. Triple H wants, he supposedly wants Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. We'll get into Seth Rollins. We'll get to Seth Rollins in a little bit. Why not Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman? That'd be interesting. This match was meh. It was what it was. It wasn't anything special. Finn won, which it's good to see Finn win. I like Finn. They obviously don't see him as a top guy because he has a connection to the crowd, and at the same time he doesn't. Because I don't know, I can't really explain it. Because Elias has that connection with the crowd because he talks to him. He doesn't try to talk down on him or talk over him. Daniel Bryan, same thing. AJ Styles, Seth to a degree. But Finn, I don't know. There's something about him where it's just like he doesn't really have too much of a connection with the crowd. But again, it's good to see Finn win. Next match: Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton in a chairs match. If this were 2006, I would give a shit. But it's 2018, so I don't care. Other than that really nasty bump that Ray had to take, pretty much crushing his anus on a chair, this match had no business being on the card. As much as I love Ray is pretty much in to put over other guys. He really should be on 205 Live, really helping that show have any type of steam to really, help out, those guys on 205 Live. Randy Orton, obviously, we've said it more than once. Randy Orton does not care about being here. If they fired Randy Orton, he would not care. If they just said, Randy, we no longer need you here, whatever. I'm just gonna go bang my hot wife. That would not matter to him at all. He's just. I don't think he hates being here, because he's said in the past that there's certain dudes he likes wrestling against that will actually make him care. But, again, this match did not need to happen. I mean, what does it do for Rey Mysterio that he beat Randy Orton? What would it have done to Randy Orton if he beat Rey Mysterio? Nothing. These guys are already established. When you put two established guys in the ring, it doesn't really mean much. I mean, I guess it depends on the person. I'm not going to say, if you have Daniel Bryan versus, Aleister Black at WrestleMania for the title, that's going to mean something because we haven't seen those two wrestle before. I mean, maybe they have in the independents, I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, I have not seen them wrestle before, so it would mean something. We've already seen Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. 8 million times. We already know what that match is. We already know what it looks like. Why is it something that we need to see on a WWE pay-per-view in 2018? So, and again, you have your casuals that are going to say, oh, it's Rey Mysterio? Oh, it's Randy Orton? That's awesome. I love these two. I used to be huge fans of them when I was a kid. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, we've seen this match. Like, have Rey Mysterio put over, Andrade Cien Almas. Like, have that be a match. Have Randy Orton not be on a fucking pay-per-view in 2018. But I don't know. Here's a better idea. Have Randy Orton go to NXT. Put Randy Orton in NXT and have him put over the younger guys. Like, that would be fucking... That's something I want to watch. Randy Orton versus Aleister Black. Or have Randy Orton versus, Velveteen Dream. That would be a very good match, actually. I think you would actually see a Randy that would actually want to try. That's just an idea. But, again, Ray, I don't think has any... There's no place for him on the main card because, he's better suited to put over the young guys, obviously, but put him on 205 Live. He's not going to be a world champion, that's for sure. He's never going to be a world champion again in this company. So put him in 205 Live, Have that feel-good moment of him, being a Cruiserweight champion again. And then having to drop it to, somebody on 205 Live, like Cedric Alexander, or, I don't know, somebody else. But yeah, this match was meh. Next match, Ronda Rousey defeated Nia Jax to retain her Raw Women's Championship. This is actually a pretty good match. Ronda Rousey just seems like she's getting better and better anytime she has a match. And that makes sense because it's like when Ronda Rousey became a wrestler, when she came to the WWE, I don't think I had any worries about her being bad. I mean, I knew she was going to be green as grass, the first time, she stepped into a ring. But, I mean, she seems like she's gotten a lot better. I mean, she's had good opponents. Her first match was against Triple H. It was in a match against Triple H. And then she had Kurt Angle as her partner. So that helped. And then her second match was for WWE Championship against Nia. I think her match against Charlotte at Survivor Series is what kind of gave her that shot in the arm of, okay, now I need to know what I need to do. I need to get rid of the negative, focus on the positive. That really kind of helped her become a better wrestler. Wrestling Charlotte is what made her a better wrestler. And this match kind of satisfied my needs because from the get-go, Ronda is just beating the ever-living fucking piss out of Nia. She's literally jumping up and punching her right in her stupid fat Samoan face. Oh my god, I hate Nia Jax so much. And then Tamina is just like fucking standing there like, what do I do? But yeah, Ronda just beats the ever-living fucking piss out of Nia and then fucking makes her tap out. And then after the match, Ronda just says, hey, remember me? And punches her right in, she kicks her in the gut and punches her in her face. And then she just goes flying into some type of some box or whatever. And then again, Tamina, are you okay? I know it's Misha's girl, but she's terrible. She's not good. She brings nothing to the table. She's the... Oh man, what am I gonna say? She's like the Bobby Lashley of women. She just sucks. She is terrible. She's awful. Yeah, this match was pretty good. 10 minutes and 50 seconds. It, again, satisfied my needs. It was very competitive, back and forth. Ronda's next opponent at Royal Rumble. I'm not too sure who it's going to be. But I think it might be Charlotte. I don't know. Next match, Daniel Bryan defeated AJ Styles at the WWE Championship. As expected, a very good match between these two. Very good back and forth action. Daniel Bryan winning with a roll up, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I don't know, I guess they want to protect AJ. They don't want to make him look too weak. They don't want to have him tap out. And Hopefully AJ stays, but she'll stay. They're gonna give him his fucking money. They better give him his fucking money. Daniel Bryan, I'm loving, and I've said it before, I love the new, heel, prick vegan character that he's playing. He's basically every hippie vegan douchebag that we know. He's talking about, you shouldn't be eating your processed meats, man, or putting plastic in a regular trash can, man. That's harmful for the environment, man. He's not exactly saying that, or what I just said, but he's basically speaking from who he actually is. He is, in fact, a vegan. He's a fucking hippie. I think he shits in a pot and uses it as fertilizer. Like, that's how much of a hippie he is. I don't even think he watches television. He doesn't even know on television. That's how much of a fucking hippie he is. His heel character works because it's him. If you were trying to come out and be like, yo, I'm Daniel Bryan, I'm a bad motherfucker, like, it wouldn't work, because Daniel Bryan's a janky little looking white dude, and he's not a black man from the 1970s, from the streets of Harlem. It just wouldn't work. This heel persona works for Daniel Bryan. Most of the most successful, wrestling personas work is when it's coming from the heart, is when it's you, but it's turned up to 10. Stone Cold Steve Austin became Stone Cold Steve Austin because that's who he really was. At the end of the day, he was a redneck from Texas that liked to drink beer and say fuck. That's really who he was in real life. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, that's kind of who he was in real life. He just turned it up to 10. Daniel Bryan, this is who he is. The whole Golly G, G Willikers, all shucks character that he played, I don't think it worked. To be honest, I don't think it worked. Because it didn't feel like that was him. It didn't feel like he was being all the way honest. This works because he's being honest. But, Daniel Bryan defeated AJ Styles. I would say probably the second best match. The second best match of the night. Next match, Dean Ambrose defeated Seth Rollins to become the Intercontinental Champion. 23 minutes. What a letdown this match was. This match was god-awful. It could have benefited from making it like a chair match, maybe, but this match was just bad. It was very bad. Very, very bad. And it's hard to say that about two guys who are apparently top guys in the company, because the fans started chanting, "This is boring," at a Seth Rollins match. They started chanting, "This is boring," and Becky. Vince McMahon was apparently furious at the fact that fans are chanting, "This is boring," and Becky. And I said on Twitter, he really should be mad at himself. He should be mad at himself and also Creative for allowing Creative to make this match into a complete piece of dog shit that it became. From the moment Dean was on the hood of that car looking like he's on a rap video next to a burning dumpster holding his shield gear, it was already doomed from the start, because it's like, oh my god. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, John Draper was on the show not too long ago. He made a good point where it's just like, this feud has kind of fallen on its face pretty much because I think the fans are just uncomfortable with booing both guys, because on the night that Roman, came out and, was telling, hey, guys, I have leukemia, A, B, C, and D. He's on the ramp, and you see Dean almost trying to, pretty much chewing his lower lip, trying not to cry. And you see, Dean, shedding tears. And then later in the night, you see these two turn on, you see, Dean turn on, Seth. And it's like, what? Didn't we see you two, cry on a ramp? Why are we supposed to boo Dean? Why am I supposed to boo him when I just saw him cry because of, Roman? And why am I supposed to believe that Dean hates Roman? Dean was saying, Roman deserved what he got, now he has to answer to God. It's like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. That just doesn't. I mean, I think if you didn't bring those two out on the ramp, maybe this feud would work a little better. But I think it's now it's just like, I don't know, the fans just, I don't think they care. I don't think they buy it. They don't buy that Dean's mad. It doesn't really make sense why he's mad. The reasons that he's giving, it doesn't make sense why he's mad. And, the WWE, they missed kind of a golden opportunity to have Renee go out there and make this feud a little interesting and give Dean a little bit more heel heat. Have Renee go out there and just, clink Seth over the head, but they decided to let Dean win clean, which I guess. But this is just this feud should have been hot. This should have been not only the hottest feud in the company, but the hottest feud in wrestling. They were trying to capitalize on the Gargano and Ciampa feud, and make something of their own with their two top guys on the main roster. But creative just, they don't know how to really make people humans. They know about characters, but they don't know how to make people humans. So this match was what it was. It was a disappointment. The worst match of the night, in my opinion. Not bad not bad for the wrestling part. It was just bad because you already knew how it was being played on television. You saw how it was being worked with on Raw, and it just made you lose interest in the match automatically. And as much as I love Seth Rollins, he's kind of been having the same match with everybody. Anyways, main event: Asuka defeats Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, triple threat tables, ladders, and chairs. That's for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Match of the night. Deserving of being the main event. I honestly thought it was going to be Dean and Seth. I mean, I'm glad I wasn't Dean and Seth, but this match, best match of the night. I mean, these three girls, these three women, they know how to tear it up. They were going out there and just beating the ever-living piss out of each other. Charlotte looking like a fucking beast, trying to smother Asuka with her boobs. There was a part where Charlotte tries to spear Asuka through the guardrail and the wall, the little tiny wall. It doesn't go all down all the way, and you just see. I don't know if Charlotte did that on purpose. I would like to think she didn't do it on purpose, but she's literally smothering Asuka with her big fake titties. I just thought that was funny. And then, what happened is Becky and Charlotte were on the ladder, and then you had Ronda come out and push them off a ladder. Asuka climbs out the ladder, wins the championship, wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. I called it. I knew that was going to happen. I just wish it would have happened in a different way. I wish she didn't have to bring in Ronda. That's just my opinion. I mean, could you have had Ronda come out after the match? Maybe. But, I don't know. I just think that kind of sullies Asuka's title win. That just kind of puts maybe like an asterisk next to it. But, it is what it is. Asuka's a champion. I'm happy for her. I mean, I'm glad she's had a career comeback. She had to work hard to get to where she was, or to get back to where she was, and in one whole year, she's become the first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner, and later in the year, she became WWE Champion. Hey, good for her. Match of the night, obviously the main event. Worst match of the night, Ambrose vs. Rollins. And not because the match was bad. The match was very boring and bland. But just the fact that this should have been bigger than it was. It should have been better than it was. But creative just completely fucked up. The mixed match challenge match was not very good. But at least there's some kind of story behind it. The story was just completely fucked out. But the pay-per-view, I give it there's too many there's 12 matches, Jesus Christ. I give it maybe like a solid 8 out of 10. The Bryan and AJ match and the main event, I think, kind of saved it. And then Ronda and Nia Jax, I think they kind of salvaged the match. Or salvaged the pay-per-view. But, Yep. That is my pay-per-view predictions. Or that is my pay-per-view review. The fallout from TLC. Very next night on Raw, you had the entire McMahon family come out. You had Vince come out, to shake things up. Yeah, Triple H, Stephanie, and then Shane McMahon, where they announced that from here on out there will be no authority or no general managers. So Baron Corbin is no longer manager, and then Paige is no longer a general manager of SmackDown. The McMahons will run both shows. So that's the idea of a shakeup: is the McMahons are going to be in control again, or they still are because they own the fucking company. And then Triple H, said, that we're no longer in charge, we're no longer authority. You pick the matches. There's going to be fresh faces. And then after the segment, they showed the NXT call-ups. Lars Sullivan, which we already know about that. Heavy Machinery, I don't know too much about them. I don't know too much about them to really make an assessment of them. Lacey Evans, again, don't know too much about her. I just know that she has the whole gimmick of the 1950s pinup girl, whatever you want to call it. Nikki Cross, who I like. Is it me, or does she kind of look like Angela White? And if somebody's listening and knows who Angela White is, thank you. Maybe not her body, but her face kind of looks like Angela White. But anyways, I like Nikki Cross. Put her with Sanity. Wasn't she kind of technically on the main roster? But anyways, and then you have EC3, who Lee Sanders from the RCWR show. He killed me with his joke. He said EC3's call up promo looked like a gay Tinderhead. Because you see him walk into a hotel room and then take off his clothes. And it's just like, this kind of feels uncomfortable to watch. I look like I'm not supposed to be watching this. Or it looks like I'm not supposed to be watching this, but EC3, I think he's better suited for SmackDown. Make him a heel. Do not make him a face. I mean, it seems like they're making him a heel. But again, what do I know? Heavy Machinery, I would say keep him on SmackDown. Lars Sullivan's going to be on Raw. Lacey Evans, I don't know too much about her. I would say either or. And Nikki Cross, put her with Sanity, obviously. But, those are your NXT call-ups. I'm surprised Velveteen Dream is in there. It seems like they're going to keep him in NXT for a while. He might just be the Bailey of NXT, where he's going to be there for as long as he possibly can. I think she was there for... How long was she there? She was there for an awful while. But, hey, there's no shame in being NXT because there's kind of a shame in being on the fucking main roster. But, those are your NXT call-ups. So the shakeup wasn't really much. You had pretty much the same matchups. You had a gauntlet match, which I missed. I saw the ending, but I missed most of the match. I saw Natalya pin Ruby Riott again, and then make Sasha Banks tap out, and she ends up winning a WWE World Champion or WWE Raw Women's Championship match for next year on their Christmas Eve episode, which they actually taped right after that, Raw went off the air. So, pretty sure no one's going to watch that. No one's going to watch tape wrestling. And what else happened on the show? They announced Baron Corbin versus Seth Rollins next week, which, why? I think there's a triple threat match with Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler for whatever reason. The Revival won some type of number one contender match to face the tag champions next week, which I guess. And Dean Ambrose faced Tyler Breeze, which is good to see Tyler Breeze get some TV time. But But I think that's about it. That's really it. And on SmackDown tonight, SmackDown wasn't really any better. You had the three women out there. Asuka, who I love Asuka, but she can't really give a good promo. She came out there and did her whole shtick of, I beat both of you. And then Vince McMahon comes out and pretty much tells, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, you got a problem, take it up with the champ. Then he announced that Naomi would get the first shot at Asuka's title. Naomi coming out to no reaction as usual. Asuka beating her. And that's about it. Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe come out and do their revised version of Punk and Jeff Hardy from 2009. They need something for Samoa Joe to do. He hasn't been anything. They've had him bitched out. They bitched him out to AJ 3 times, which it looked like Samoa was going to get the title, but they decided to keep it on AJ because AJ doesn't get hurt every 5 seconds. And, I love Jeff Hardy, but again, he's clearly there to just put over the young guys. What else happened on SmackDown? Usos went against Gallows and Anderson. Then the Bar came out and Sanity came out and beat him up. What else happened? Paige is no longer the general manager of SmackDown. They haven't really said what they're going to do with her. They just said she's no longer a general manager. She's not going anywhere, but she's just not going to be here. So what's she going to do? Nakamura made a very rare appearance, looking like a fucking gay figure skater, which they're all gay. Okay, that was kind of messed up, but you get it. But yeah, Nakamura, he needs to call it quits. They just need to get that title off him because that title's become that title was already kind of meaningless. And again, another one of those things I'm looking forward to when they, get rid of the brand split, get rid of that title, have the Intercontinental title kind of absorb it, and then just go back to having one secondary title. And because again, the U.S. title is a WCW thing; it's not a WWE thing. So get rid of it. No one cares about it. And then get rid of Nakamura because no one cares about him either. Nakamura apparently is going to defend the U.S. title next week against Rusev. Then we're going to have Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe next week. You can just go to the main event because the rest of the show doesn't mean shit. Mustafa Ali is now a permanent member of SmackDown, which that's interesting because, I don't know, I guess that's another part of the whole Shakeup thing, which is bringing more people from 205 Live. Mustafa Ali, I think, was the more popular 205 Live guy. So, that's very interesting that they're putting him in. They had a tag match. Tag match was the main event, which was Daniel Bryan and Cien Almas versus AJ Styles and Mustafa Ali. And the team of AJ Styles and Ali won, with Ali pinning Daniel Bryan. Wow. And I said on Twitter, I proposed an idea for the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali. That'd be interesting. I mean, we already saw the match, but that'd be an interesting concept. Or add AJ and Almas to it and make it a fatal 4-way. That'd be a very interesting match to see. I've seen a SmackDown. Raw and SmackDown, SmackDown is clearly the better show because they're more focused on the wrestling aspect of SmackDown. Whereas Raw, it's all about, storylines and soap operas and the McMahons and blah, 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 blah. And, that's kind of always been SmackDown's gig. Which, what are they going to do? Is that going to be the same concept whenever they cancel the brand split? I would think so. Because at the end of the day, Raw is the flagship show. They're going to make that all about their storylines. And SmackDown is going to be treated more as the the wrestling, aspect of the company, which I have no qualms with it. Let's say, have a big storyline with whomever, AJ versus, AJ and I'm trying to think of a random name. AJ and Dean. AJ and Dean are having a feud. It's like, this coming Friday, because supposedly Fox wants SmackDown on Friday. This coming Friday, you and me in a street fight on SmackDown. Make SmackDown actually mean something, though. Just make it a secondary show. Make it actually mean something. Set up feuds. Have it be your big go-home show for all feuds. Have it mean something. Which I'm actually looking forward to that. I think that would really pay off for the company and for the fans. But, just now, Raw is still shitty. I mean, it apparently got a 10% raise in its viewership from last year. Last week it was in a 2.1. This week it did a 2.5. But again, I don't think that's going to last very long. They're still going to continue their whole shitty show with having people that no one wants to fucking see in a position of power or a position of a top guy spot. I mean, they haven't done a pee-pee joke in a while, so I guess that helps. But, when are these NXT call-ups going to get called up? Are they going to show up at the Royal Rumble? Or are they going to show up next week? Well, next week is going to be their Christmas show. Or are they going to show up for the New Year's Eve show? So, I don't know. This week, I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday, it's going to be Tribute to the Troops, which I like that they do it. It's a good concept. I'm all for, respect for the military. Grew up in a military family. Dad was in the Air Force, Mom was in the Air Force. I have a brother that's in the Air Force. One of my closest friends was in the Army. But it's just one of those shows that it's just to entertain the troops there, which I'm cool with. It doesn't entertain us. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting if there was a title change at Tribute to the Troops? That'd be funny. But yeah, if you want to watch that, it's coming on this week. WWE is promoting their whole WWE holiday week, because they're having that. They're having a marathon of Miz and Maurice, or Miz and Mrs., whatever the fuck it's called. The spoilers for next week's Christmas Eve Raw have already been released, so if you want to read that, look them up. And they're currently filming or already taping next week's Christmas Eve or Christmas episode of SmackDown. Unlike last year, where last year they actually did live Raws and live SmackDowns on Christmas week, which I thought was complete bullshit. They should have just let their wrestlers go home and spend time with their families, but they wanted ratings, and it didn't work. It blew up right in their face. So it's good that they're taping the shows in advance. But to do like a double shot, kind of seems like a little too much. They probably should have waited for that over the weekend. But that's just me. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I want the shows to get better. I want Raw to get better. But I don't know. It's become obvious that it's just like WWE they're at the point in their life where it's just like, okay, if we just get really okay, or just, good, at least, we're fine. We don't need to get 3 point, or 3.0, 3.5s, because the story is that, Fox, is telling WWE, you better get better ratings. You better be in the 3s before next fall. Which is like, well, duh. What's the main reason why shows get canceled? Because of low ratings. I'm surprised USA hasn't, pulled the plug, in advance ago and went, you know what, you guys suck. You guys are a fucking embarrassment to our network. Get off. But, I don't know, Vince, they're making money in spite of themselves, because every year it's always, oh, we're making more money than we ever have. And it's like, well, what about the ratings? But we have over 2,000 superstars on the main roster. Okay, but what about the rating? You got a 1.8. But we just signed a bunch of guys from Indonesia. But what about the ratings, Vince? It's just that doesn't matter to him, because I think admitting that the ratings are bad is admitting defeat, and Vince McMahon is not the type of guy that wants to admit defeat. And also another thing that kind of plays into it is that they have no competition. That's why the Attitude Era was so good, because they had competition. After that, it just kind of fell off. And it also doesn't help that Vince kind of gave in to the SJWs that were telling him, oh, that's too violent. Oh, that's too sexual. Oh, that's too offensive, blah, blah, blah. I think the whole Muhammad Hassan thing, I think that's kind of what began Vince's whole, I gotta be Mr. PC. If you guys remember, in 2005, there was a bombing in London. And on that very same day, well, not that very same day, but SmackDown used to, tape show. They used to tape their shows on Tuesday. And they would show the taping on, Thursday and then Friday. And on that very Thursday, there was a bombing in London, in their subways, I believe. On an episode of SmackDown, Muhammad Hassan, he was having a feud with The Undertaker. And The Undertaker had a match with Daivari, who was Muhammad Hassan's manager, or whatever you want to call it. After the match was done, Muhammad Hassan had 4 guys dressed in all black wearing ski masks, pretty much like a terrorist, would normally wear in a movie, and just beat the shit out of Undertaker, which the company, did not get very good reactions out of people. So because of that was kind of the final. UPN, which, was showing SmackDown at the time, told Vince, that's not going to fly. We don't want this guy on television anymore. So apparently they made him an offer saying, we'll bring you back, but we're just going to bring you back in another gimmick. And Muhammad Hassan just said, no, not doing it. And they pretty much released him after that. So I think that was kind of the beginning of Vince's, I'm going to play, PC with everybody because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. If this were the Attitude Era, he would have kept him on. He would have kept him on and, told him, when you go out there, I want you to put on your pants and tell everybody, kiss my, my Middle Eastern ass, yeah. And flood him off. That's hurting my voice, fuck. It's hurting my throat. But, Vince, I think he needs to just call it a day. It's a 75-year-old man should not be trying to run a company where he's trying to push something that's modern. Vince, it's been said about Vince. Vince lives in his own bubble. He does not acknowledge anything outside of his bubble unless it pokes through his bubble. Apparently he's just now finding out who Taylor Swift is. That's what I think somebody said that. And he doesn't pay attention to any other wrestling. He certainly is not going to pay attention to New Japan, regardless of how popular other people think it is. But, he's going to supposedly pay more attention to XFL because, again, he's a 75-year-old man. I don't think he's going to have the stamina to look after both companies. So I'm hoping by the time XFL starts, he's paying more attention to that, and he allows, say, Triple H to take care of WWE more. At this point, I think I have more faith in Triple H running the company rather than Vince. I don't know if Triple H is up to date with what's modern. I mean, he has like 3 little girls that can maybe keep him up to date with what's modern, but Triple H seems like someone who's more willing to pay attention to modern ideas rather than Vince. Vince just wants to stick to his, everything that worked in the 1990s is going to work, in 2018. But I'm hoping that'll happen. I'm still a fan of wrestling. I never gave up. I mean, I'm at the point where I don't always have time to watch it. And if I do have time, I'll watch it. But if there's time for something else and wrestling's on, I'm going to make time for something else. I said with Mish, I'm doing a lot of name dropping tonight. I said with Mish when I had him on, where back in the day, if Raw was on, it's like, oh shit, I can't miss it. I got to go home and watch Raw. I got to see what's going on. I got to go watch SmackDown. I got to see what's going on. Nowadays, it's just like, oh, Raw's on. I'll just watch the highlights on YouTube, which I actually did that before I started recording. Watch the highlights for SmackDown, just so I can see what happened. I did watch highlights for Raw as well. And also, time. Just there's so much wrestling out there. It's hard to keep up. I could take a nap and wake up and I can hear, hey, did you hear that there's going to be a New Japan Ring of Honor, doo-doo-doo in, Japan? It's like, what? That literally just happened today. So, wrestling is just at the point where it's not the end thing. It's not really cool. I mean, regardless of how WWE is trying to push it or how Ryan Satin is trying to push, the fucking elite, saying that they're a part of pop culture. It's like, they're not a part of pop culture. They're popular because of independent wrestling fans. If an independent wrestling fan went into Hot Topic and saw an elite shirt, they're going to go apeshit and buy it. If a regular Joe Schmo who kind of casually watches WWE goes into Hot Topic and sees an elite shirt and goes, who's that? He sees a Young Bucks shirt or a Kenny Omega shirt, he's like, who's that? They might know who Cody Rhodes is, but mainly due to him being, Stardust. That's going to be the reaction if they see Cody Rhodes, return to WWE. It's like, oh, was that Stardust? I would not be surprised if Cody Rhodes does return to WWE and they make him to Stardust. Just as like a big fuck you to him. Because supposedly Cody Rhodes has said that he, turned down a WWE offer weeks ago, and then the Young Bucks made a video on YouTube that I don't want to watch because I'm pretty sure it's going to annoy me. Where it looks like they have a guy dressed up as Triple H, offer him a WWE, contract, and they said no. Kenny Omega hasn't said anything, but he's made it clear that he never wants to go to WWE, that he kind of wants to hone his craft in New Japan, which, again, good for him, but you're going to want to get those WWE contracts. I mean, they claim that they're making good money over in the Indies and over in Japan, but you're going to want to go to WWE and get those. Try it out at least once and get that WWE contract. Especially with Roman Reigns, out, they're in need of a top star or top stars. So, it'd be interesting if Kenny Omega showed up at the Rumble. Just saying. Cody Christ, have him show up. Have the Young Bucks show up on NXT. That'd be pretty interesting. So, and then Marty the Squirrel. It took a very sad, depressing, lonesome picture outside of Cracker Barrel. And then you have Hangman Adam Page, who I'm actually I actually like him. I watched him at All In. I liked what I saw until the whole Joey Ryan, I'm gonna show my dick and have it be serious art thing came out, which I'm just like, You put Adam Page over, and then you completely buried him within a matter of half an hour. Or whatever, that's just me. Yeah, that's really about it. There's really nothing else to talk about. That's really all I had to cover. As far as movie news and wrestling news, next week is Christmas Day. Huh. Yeah, usually I record these on Tuesdays. I don't know, I might just record early on Monday and release this on Wednesday. I don't know. But I'm not recording on Christmas, that's for damn sure. But I'll record on Monday. I'll record next Monday. And release this a little early. A little early Christmas gift to you guys. But thank you guys for listening. And you know where to find me on Spreaker, Google Play, iTunes, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, YouTube as well. Twitter, GRA Show, reviews and ratings are left. You can leave them on iTunes, and give a couple big shout outs. Wrestling Soup, DTKC. And they also have their Patreon channels, which you can find. Just type in their names, you'll find it. DTKC as usual. Kevin Castle has 2 shows, Dark Chronicles, which he does with Trez. big shout out to Trez. I hope she's feeling better. Not gonna get too much into her business, but I'm hoping she feels better. Special shout out to her, girl. If you're listening, Paige. I mean, not Paige. Fuck. Oh my god. I hope she doesn't get pissed off that Carter Paige. If you're listening, Trez, I hope you're feeling better. Just get better. That's all I gotta say. And then you have Castle Chronicles, which is just Kev by itself. Kev by himself. Blah 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 with DTKC. Yeah, Breakfast Soup with DT and Mish from Wrestling Soup. And for Wrestling Soup, you have The Fact Show, Frank and Gus, which is, I guess, a spin-off of Wrestling Soup. Global Balding with John Draper. And then... what else after that? Joey Numbers used to do a show. That'd be a Joey Numbers solo show. That'd be interesting to hear. I want to listen. I could listen to Joey talk about old school '90s hip hop all fucking day. Me and Joey, like, it's weird. Like, he kind of has the same taste in like old school like cartoons and movies as I do. And I want to talk to him about sports. He's a big sports nut like me. I'd love to have him on the show just talk about sports. Anyways, all right. Take care, everybody. Have a safe and happy holiday. And I will be back next week. Laters.